Hey guys, welcome to another Genshin Impact video. In today's video, we're going to discuss which pyro artifact is better for Hutao and the pros and cons of each set as well. I know there are plenty of artifact combinations that could be used for Hutao, and I will be making a video on those in the future. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to compare the 4-piece Crimson Witch set versus the 4-piece Lavawalker, with a focus on Hutao's elemental skill Guide to the Afterlife. Now before we get started, I just want to say that before you are dead set on any set bonus, you always have to keep in mind that substats will always have a priority over set bonuses. The math and numbers I will be discussing in this video will be assuming that you get the same substats for both sets, and we will be focusing on Hutao's elemental skill for our damage calculations, because of how heavy her kit revolves around that skill. If you do not know what her elemental skill does, it does this. It increases Hutao's attack based on her max HP at the time of entering the state. Attack bonus gained this way cannot exceed 400% of Hutao's base attack. It also converts all her damage into pyro damage, which is very important and why we're focusing on these two pyro sets. It cannot be overridden by any other elemental infusion. Charge attacks apply the Blood Blossom effect to the enemy's hit. It also increases Hutao's resistance to interruption. Enemies affected by Blood Blossom will take pyro damage every 4 seconds. This damage is considered elemental skill damage, which each enemy can only be affected by one Blood Blossom at a time. Its duration may also be refreshed by Hutao herself. Pyramida Papilio ends when its duration is over, or Hutao has left the battlefield or fallen, which is very important to keep in mind in the future. So now that we have a baseline of information, let's get started. The 2-piece Crimson Witch bonus gives you a 15% power damage. The 4-piece increases overload and burning damage by 40%. It also increases vaporize and melt damage by 15%. Using an elemental skill increases the 2-piece set bonus by 50% of its starting value for 10 seconds. Which for Hutao, since she will only be able to take advantage of only one stack from this bonus, because of the fact that she has a 16-second cooldown after she activates her elemental skill, this bonus will increase her power damage from the Crimson Witch from 15% to 22.5. So let's just use that number whenever we're talking about damage bonus. Lavawalker gives you a 35% pyro resistance, which honestly is useless, but the 4-piece gives you an increased damage against opponents affected by pyro by 35%, which is pretty pog because since activating Guide to the Afterlife, her attacks will constantly be applying the pyro element onto enemies because this skill turns all your damage into pyro damage. Now let's take these numbers and damage bonuses to see how to calculate our damage output and compare the two sets. Before we get into the numbers, I just want to give you a quick summary of how damage works and how your stats are multiplied. First, your attack is multiplied by skill percent, which you can see at the talent attributes. Then it's multiplied by 1 plus whatever damage bonus you have times 1 plus whatever extra damage bonus you have, and etc. as many damage bonuses that you need. Of course, there's a monster resistance and whatnot left to be accounted for, but we're just going to use this quick formula to see our raw damage output. So let's take a look at what our damage would look like after we enter Pyramida Papilio. For the math, we will be using a raw 3000 attack, assuming that's how much we get from our damage boost, with a level 9 charge attack skill percent of 228.66%. With the Crimson Witch, we're just going to focus on a 22.5 power damage bonus, because after activating the elemental skill, we get that extra 7.5%. So the math will look like this. 3000 attack times 2.2866 from the skill percent times 1.672 from the Pyro Goblet damage bonus plus the Crimson Witch pyro damage bonus. This will give us 11,470 for our non-crit charge attack. With the Lavawalker, it is 3000 times 2.2866 once again times 1.46 just from the Pyro Goblet times an additional 1.35 from the Lavawalker damage bonus. This would give us 13,529 non-crit charge attack. The reason we don't add the 35% damage bonus to the pyro multiplier is because it's a separate multiplier that does not affect your actual pyro damage. As you can see, there's a difference of 2,059 per hit. And let's just say that you do one charge attack every second, and because Pyramida Papilio only lasts for 9 seconds, the difference in DPS from these two during the duration of the skill is 8,531. Now this is just seeing what Hutao can do by herself without any elemental reactions to be accounted for. And unless you're fighting slimes all the time, Lavawalker will be giving you more DPS than Crimson 4-piece, just because of the constant power damage you're applying while in Pyramida Papilio. The only advantage Crimson has over Lavawalker is when you throw in elemental reactions. But the catch is, you have to apply those elemental debuffs before entering Hutao's elemental skill. Some examples would be Mona's elemental skill, Oz from Fischl, Lisa's burst, Beidu's burst, or even Ganyu's burst if you want to do melt reaction. Because if you switch off of Hutao in the middle of her elemental skill, Pyramida Papilio will be taken off of her and will be on the cooldown, which takes away most of your DPS. So because of the fact that in those 9 seconds while you're in Parameta Papilio, you're constantly going to be applying pyro damage. So the condition of Lavawalker will always be met, unless there's slimes or Fatui with their shields up. But other than that, it's going to be really easy to meet that condition for Lavawalker, which in turn gives you more DPS. Now, if you're trying to go for big melt, big vaporize damage, like I said earlier, you're going to have to apply those debuffs beforehand, because once you are in Hutao's elemental skill, you are locked in. And if you switch off, you're going to miss out on Hutao's DPS, because when you switch back to her, her skill is going to be on cooldown, and you will not be able to take advantage of her attack boost from her skill. So personally, I will be running a 4-piece Lavawalker with her on my Mona Vaporize team. And another reason why I'm going to be running Lavawalker is because I got pretty good substats on her. And like I said earlier, substats are always better than set bonuses. It just depends on your build and how you want to play her. For me personally, I like to prioritize substats over set bonuses. So once I have the substats that I feel like I want, then I can get fancy with set bonuses. But that's just me though. Some closing thoughts. Remember, at the end of the day, everyone has different artifacts and substats, so you try and use whatever you got and whatever fits your playstyle. I know that there are different artifact combinations you guys all have, but all I wanted to accomplish in this video is show you which pyro artifact set will give you more value with Hutao's playing pyro damage in different situations. If you made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much and tell you to please join our fun Discord. I do small battle pass / Welkins giveaway every 500 followers I get on Facebook, which I'll be doing a bigger giveaway when I reach 1,000 subs on YouTube, hopefully soon. So don't get scammed. Join our Discords so you can have a chance to win. We just had 3 winners today announced in our Discord, and we're about 200 more followers away on Facebook from another small giveaway, so take advantage if you haven't already. Hutao is very kawaii and a character that I am very interested in. So besides Mona, I really do enjoy making this other waifu content. So subscribe more, because I am definitely on the hype train on Hutao. And I've just been thinking so much about her and how she will fit in my team and everything about her. So if you want to see more content like this, guides and showcases in the future, subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that way you will be notified as soon as my videos go live. Follow my socials. I do stream daily on Facebook, and I know a lot of you think Facebook is lame, but unlike Twitch, Facebook actually cares about my content and recommends me in its algorithm. So I'm thankful for that, which is why I keep streaming on that platform. But definitely stop by if you haven't already. It's pretty fun. Facebook does have its own gaming app, so you don't have to necessarily get Facebook. You can just get Facebook Gaming and follow me through there. Make a fake whatever profile and you can do that. But yeah, check me out if you haven't already. Whenever you have a chance, we definitely have fun there with the waifus. And definitely we're going to have so much fun whenever we have Hutao on our main team. Well, that's it for me. Thank you again. I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.